Hello, this is M.Ed with ELT TESOL and TOEFL series lecture video 17. This video is on a very important topic, types of test. This is a vital topic of language testing and evaluation course. Now, let's get started. Different types of tests are conducted in teaching learning arena to assess language skills and calibration of the candidates. They are classified mainly into two groups: tests based on purposes and tests based on nature. In this video, I will discuss major types of tests based on test purposes. Let's begin. Types of tests based on test purposes. On the basis of purposes, 4 types of tests are designed and administered by the concerned authority to measure knowledge, understanding, and application skills and ability of a candidate in a certain language. They are: number 1, Proficiency Test; number 2, Placement Test; number 3, Diagnostic Test; and number 4, Achievement Test. In this video, you will learn definition and aims, features and characteristics, example and applications, similarities and differences, use and importance, as well as strengths and weaknesses of all of the 4 major types of tests in details. Let's go on. Proficiency tests. Proficiency tests, also known as the internationally standardized test, are a type of test through which candidates' general and current level of proficiency in language is measured. They are conducted any time of the year. They aim at assessing how much a candidate is proficient on all of the 4 basic skills of language: listening, reading, writing, and speaking, together with some soft skills like vocabulary, pronunciation, grammatical accuracy, and speaking fluency. They measure how much of language someone has learned. Characteristics of proficiency tests. Proficiency tests are designed to measure people's ability in a language regardless of any training they have taken in that language before. The content of a proficiency test, therefore, is not based on the content or objectives of a language course. Rather, it is based on a specification of what candidates have to be able to do in the target language practically in order to be considered proficient. Through this test, only current proficiency level in the given time is measured and no previous skills and calibrations are to be considered. In this test, a 15 or 16 years old candidate may score higher than a 15 or 16 years old candidate for their over proficiency even. Proficiency test scores are usually valid for only a certain period of time to measure candidates' accurate and current information about language skills. As for examples, validity of IELTS score is only 2 years. Examples of proficiency test: Test of English as a foreign language TOEFL, International English Language Testing System IELTS, GRE, GMAT, SAT, GED, etc. are the grand examples of proficiency tests. Proficiency test score is required to apply for study or job at any English-speaking country. Now, I will talk about placement test. Placement tests are also known as open competitive test, which are a type of test to determine students' level of ability in one or more subjects or language skills in order to place them with some other of the same approximate knack to consider who is better. Students are required to take placement test before entering or registering. Usually, a placement test is given by a school, college, university, and language teaching institute to determine the academic or skill level of a student, especially a new student, in order to place them in the right class, course, level, or subject. Importance of placement test. There are 6 levels of international standard English language expertise: A1 beginner, A2 elementary, B1 intermediate, B2 upper intermediate, C1 advanced English, C2 proficiency English, which are widely accepted and followed as the global standard for grading an individual's language proficiency. A student's suitable entry level into a language school or a commercial language center is determined by placement test. Mixing of good and bad students will bring harmful impact in teaching language. The poor students will be admitted to basic and the high achievers will be admitted into the advanced course or level. For poor students need more thesis and cares. Features of placement test. There is no pass or fail system here. No grading system is necessary. No norm is used to interpret test results. The expected candidates are selected not based on grading but based on merit placement or position through open competition. Only the topper placed candidates get chance out of many. Either the test constructed difficult or easier doesn't matter here. Other uses. Placement test is widely used at schools, colleges and universities at the time of their new students' admission. Moreover, recruiting agencies like PSC or bankers recruitment agency also use placement tests to select best candidates for appointment. Let's move to diagnostic test. A diagnostic test, also known as accuracy review and remedial test, is a test that helps the teacher and learner identify strengths, weaknesses and problems that they have with the language. It is constructed and administered aiming at sorting out the existing gaps between learning and objectives and filling up those gaps through remedial teaching, rectifying and improvement by personal or extra teaching care and instructions of the weaker or problematic learners in a language teaching learning program. Through diagnostic test, teacher can raise his decision who are weak in his class, what are their problems, why are they lagging behind, how can it be solved. Necessity of diagnostic test. All the students of a language program may not have same or equal knowledge and experience on all of the language skills. Some of them may be good at speaking or listening but may be weak at writing and reading, and the other students are vice versa. Due to that, at the start of a language course, a teacher gives the learners a diagnostic test to see what areas of language need to be included in the syllabus and consider possible ways of promoting further learning. Language diagnostics has an essential role to play in inclusive language education across the curriculum as well, especially teaching plurilingual or multilingual learners. Now, I am speaking about achievement tests. Achievement test is also known as syllabus content approach, which is designed to assess how much the students have achieved and accomplished on their contents, aims, objectives and goals of a prescribed course, class, semester, year, level or training program based on pre-arranged syllabus within a specified period of time for being considered to be eligible to promote next level or to be awarded consent degree or certificate successfully. It is the most common test in our academic teaching learning arena to bring up target knowledge and skills where most of the teachers are involved and responsible in preparing and use of assessment tests. Types of assessment test. Assessment tests are of two types: progress assessment test and final assessment test. First, I will discuss progress assessment test. Progress assessment tests are also known as teacher-made test or formative assessment test. As their name suggests, they are intended to measure the progress that students are making to fulfill the course objectives. A teacher uses different terms of evaluation techniques in a class situation. Progress assessment tests are one of the most valuable instruments in the hands of the teacher to solve this problem. Progress assessment tests give us the ability to provide constant feedback to our students. More specifically, progressive assessment tests help students identify their strengths and weaknesses and target areas that need work so that teacher can arrange extra teaching or tutorial classes on some specified contents if they feel necessary, as well as change teaching strategy and group students as average, advanced and weaker ones. It is organized to measure the learning outcomes and content of local curriculum. It is very much flexible so that it can be adapted to any procedure and material. It is easy to construct, for it doesn't require any sophisticated technique for preparation, and it can be administered any time of the year or semester. Examples of progress assessment tests: class test, monthly test, chapter final test, midterm and half yearly test are some examples of progress assessment tests. Now, final assessment test. The final assessment test, also known as national standardized or summative evaluation tests, are carefully constructed tests which have uniformity of procedure in scoring, administering and interpreting the test results. Generally, these tests are norm reference tests that measure the pupils' level of achievements in various contents and skills areas by comparing their test performance with the performance of other pupils in some general reference group. It is constructed and administered by the Ministry of Education, Examination Board, Assessment Committee or authority of a university, department or institute. Characteristics of assessment test. Assessment tests are developed by experts and test specialists so that its items are of high technical quality. A clear instruction for administering, scoring and grading the test is given. For the interpretation of test scores, norms are provided in the test manual. Equivalent forms of test are available. This test possesses test validity and high reliability coefficient, generally between 0.80 to 0.95. It is an authentic and contextualized test. Examples of final assessment test: national certificate examinations like SSC, HSC, JSC, semester final, year final, course or program final examinations are of this type as well. Thank you.